Friends, remember in a journal I made a few weeks ago talking about, I wish there was a magical sword and a magical armor piece that could just, make this game. And I was like, that doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Well, I'm happy to say I was wrong. And the RNG gods have shined their light on Hey Jay, aka me. And they have given me this awesome weapon, which has really changed this game around. Slap that son. Welcome back to another Dark Souls journal. This is going to be a happy journal. I don't even remember if my last journal was a depressing one or up. Remember, we are always going up and down on the moods. But now I am on a high because I have unlocked, what was this thing called? The Dark Knight Halberd. Oh my God, this thing. I've heard legends of it. And I had never once hoped that it would actually happen to me. And it happened in the most uneventful, lovely, if Dark Souls was another human, was another Hey Jay, Dark Souls would be like, this is such bullshit that this streamer got this weapon. And you know what? It probably was. But for all the bullshit I've been swimming through, I will embrace it. For I now have a weapon that kills everything with one boop. Everywhere I go, I just boop. It's so much easier. I can actually explore this game and just go left and boop and boop and boop and everything just dies. So now this game is manageable. I think I can get to the credits comfortably and I don't think we're going to cry. Although I've heard the next few bosses are kind of bullshitty, so maybe I shouldn't get ahead of myself. So last time we fell in a dark hole because that's how this game works. It usually ends with me dying to a boss a lot of times or me falling into a big dark hole. So I had made it to the giant's tomb after killing Pinwheel. And it was dark and I fell in the hole. I was like, flip a table. So every time I start these streams, I come back with some renewed patience and endurance. I was like, all right, we're just going to take our time. We got some shinies and I would imagine this game would be fair enough to expect that if you walk in a straight line from one shiny to another, even in pure darkness, you won't fall. And I'm happy to report that is true. If you pick the correct shiny to walk towards and you just stick in a straight line, you will not fall, which is great. Now, where the little bullshittery tickleness comes from is the dark eyes in the darkness, which will come out and attack you. And maybe I'm being too liberal with bullshittery because I expected that. At this point, you're not going to be in the depths of a catacomb in the pure darkness and not get attacked. So if you're already telling me that this is we can walk from shine to shine and not fall and you're going to attack me, I will allow it. I will allow it. It is fair game. And you show me the eyes of the monster. So I'm like, you know what? This is acceptable. I can deal with this. So I'm exploring everywhere. And I have to say, I may have peeped at a guide of what do I need to get through the darkness? And I learned that there's a lantern and I learned that there's a lantern in the area. So I knew I kind of had to explore to find the lantern. So maybe I cheated in giving myself hope there. What do you want? Give me a dislike. But don't like the video and subscribe. Do that thing. So I'm exploring and I eventually meet a fellow jolly cooperator who was like, look, here's a shiny. There's a bunch of shinies down there. Go take a look. And then the guy kicks me down, which was a BS move, but Dark Souls, what can you expect? And I would have been mad if not for the fact that he kicked me to the lantern. And so from this point, we had the lantern. We were in a good mood, and the chat was telling me not to kill him. And I was like, I am holding back every ounce of vengeance in me not to kill this man. But if the chat says it, I will allow it. We will not kill this man. If there's anything I've learned is you don't kill the NPCs in this game because killing the NPCs has done nothing but harm me at this point. So if it wasn't, you know what? The game is kind of cruel that way because the first NPC I killed, and the game punished me for it. If the game had not punished me on the first one, but rewarded me, I would have killed more NPCs. And if that would have been having negative consequences, then the game could have gotten me even worse. So the game missed out on trolling me by not rewarding me for killing the first NPC, because then I would have killed more NPCs. So game, Dark Souls, you played your hand too early. Anyways, so once we got the lantern, I was making my way into the giant's tomb, whatever. And we met this skeleton dog thing. And then we met the knight. I did not even realize this was a dark knight because all the other dark knights, I think I pretty much approached from the back and stabbed them. This was the first time there was an aggressive dark knight after me. And he was killing me pretty bad. So I kept dying over and over to him. I'm like, oh no, it's starting. What is this? What is this bullshit? I can't get through this. And something happened. I don't know what happened, but the knight came at me from a certain direction at one point, and then he fell. He fell. I don't know why. He just fell. And then I'm like, oh, is he dead? And then all of a sudden, at the bottom of the screen, there it is. Dark Knight Halbert acquired. I was like, oh, he died. And I didn't even know it was a Dark Knight. And then I see the chat go, oh my God, I can't believe he got it. Who is this guy? Like, I don't think chat was very happy that I got it. So it was a lot of angry comments. And I was like, oh, is this the weapon? Because I have heard of it. I have heard rumors that the Dark Knights drop a weapon that like speedrunners roll for. And once they got that, they just plow through the game. I'm like, did I just get the speedrunner plowing weapon? And everyone's like, yes, you did. You got that. Congratulations. You've won the game. And I'm just like, let's go back to the fire pit and let's upgrade this thing. So transport it all the way back to my hammering, to my blacksmith, and he couldn't do anything because he's like, I need some twinkle stones. I'm like, I don't got no twinkle stones. So everyone's like, the giant. So off we go to the giant, and he needed some twinkle stones. Somehow I had a ton of souls saved up. So, and then I also went out and killed a bunch of giants to get more souls because now everything was so much easier to kill. I'm just like, boop, dead. Soul farming, twinkle stone, make it stronger. I maxed it out instantly. We got the +5 halberd. So now everything is a 1 boop. And back I went into the catacombs. I'm like, all right, let's go see what this boss, this lord is all about. So we make our way down there. And I make it to a room full of like, everything was pretty like cool at this point. Because now I'm just killing skeletons in one hit. We're just exploring. We're having a jolly good time. And then I make it to a room full of firecasters. I'm like, oh, this looks dangerous. So I'm just running and like running and smack. And like, again, they're dying in one hit. So it was cool. So I cleared the room of all the firecasters, jumped into a hole. And then here we found one who calls himself Nito. And he has a bunch of like skeleton, like army stuff at his command. So I'm like, oh no. So the first thing I do is like, okay, if anything an RPG has taught me is you always kill the fluff. So I went after the fluff and I died. And everyone's like, you shouldn't go after the fluff. Just go for Nito. So I go back and I don't want to clear the whole room again. So I just run through everything, go back in the hole, and now something screams at me. Like it sounds like a whale. It's more of a whale, not like a whale, but like a screaming whale, if you know what I mean, like a W-A-I-L whale. And the English language is so weird. It wail, a scream, and then like something comes out of the ground, and I die. It hits me, and then I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like trying to move, and I kid you not, this thing, whatever it was screaming at me like 3-4 times. I couldn't dodge it, and it killed me. I didn't even get close to Nito. I died to screams. I was like, is that a consequence of not killing all the firecasters? And so I went back in, I killed all the firecasters again, dropped in. This time, no screams, got up close to Nito, smacked him, and then he was doing like these area attacks, which was killing his own dudes. I was like, oh, okay, that's why you don't have to deal with skeletons, because Nito kills his own skeletons. So wiped him out after a few boops, and off we went. We had the first soul of a lord in our hands. I learned afterwards, you don't actually, the screaming is apparently a random attack from Nito or a character or something, and I just had terrible luck. So I offset my halberd luck with the screamer luck, which I will allow. So you don't actually have to clear the fire users. So from here, I'm like, all right, where do we go next? We can go into back into New Londo and deal with that darkness and stuff, which I have a little appetite for right now. I know there's something in the demon ruins, which I'm like, not ready to go back there yet. So I'm like, why don't we go to the one place I don't know? Apparently the fourth lord was in Anor Londo. So I'm like, let's go back there. And upon arriving, teleporting, I was like, oh wait, what's to the left? I've never explored here. Like the first time I landed in Anor Londo, I ended up going the right path, which was to the cathedral and stuff. So I ended up going into an area which ended up being like a library. And this is where our next lord was, Seath the Scaleless. And I love this area. It's not depressing. There's books, science, like there's intelligence in this place. And I make it to Seath the Scalers, and I was like, oh no, what is this big dragon? And it kills me. And then as I was about to be like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with this? I wake up in a cell. Like this, like it's the first time in this game you die and you wake up somewhere new. So I was like, okay, you got my curiosity. What's going on here? And the whole, like the whole like next thing was, I think getting this weapon has helped turn this game from a struggle to an exploration game now. And that's why I'm enjoying it more, because I'm not worried so much about dying or like being overwhelmed. I'm more now just about what's over here, and it's all about exploring. And I love that. Love exploring. So we explored, we made it all the way. We went through like a dungeon, a library, and then eventually I made it out to a crystal cave. And in the crystal cave, even the crystal monsters, they're like 2 boops and they're dead. So that was all right. So we make it to the crystal cave, and then I get like the item that's like put a shiny on the ground, which I wasn't sure what that was for. I think it was like to gauge like how far the drop is, but I don't know how it works. Anyways, discovered quickly in the crystal cave there are hidden like bridges, and I'm like, oh, this is where we dropped the thing. And I was like, wait, does the rule of walking from shiny to shiny that I learned in the tombs, the giant's tomb, apply here? And after my first run, like I died of course a few times, I was like, I'm just gonna try running straight and see what happens. And it was okay. This game respects one law: if you can't see the floor, run straight and you will be safe. So I like that. So then we made it to Seath the Scaleless. I guess it's because he's not very fearful. He's kind of, he's scaleless. So anyways, Seath, he killed me a few times. I was looking at him. I was like trying to boop him. I'm like, oh, he's immortal. How do you deal with his immortality? What's the thing? And then you got to realize he's just a big chunky boy hiding his weak spot. And once you get past his like tentacle arms, that's where you see the big shiny in the back. Destroy that. He loses immortality. And then I'm just like, let's just go face. Boop, 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 boop. And I got a little bit too aggressive on the face, trying to get through it. I died to, I think, curse, which was very insulting, because then I had to hustle my way back to clear the curse. So once we got all that fixed, went back in, got rid of his immortality, killed him by being a little bit more go in, step out, go in, step out. He died fairly quickly. Two lords down. Now I just have 2 left. So one, I know what they look like, and it's in pitch darkness, and I died so fast I actually don't know how to fight it. And the next is in the demon's ruins, which now with the bigger weapon, the all of the demons should be more manageable, but we'll see. But I also heard the lord that lives in the demon realm is the worst and most gimmicky and most bullshit of them all. So we will probably fight that next just to get it out of the way, and then we will finish with 4 kings, and we will see how it goes. I mean, I feel comfortable now. I've got a very nice weapon. I've got the poise boy armor. We're all good. Let's just have a good time as we get to the credits and wrap up Dark Souls. So that's where we're at in the adventure. I look forward to sharing more updates with you in the next one. And until next time, keep it classy.